Hi, I'm Ruairi Quinn. I'm a Labour TD and I'm currently Minister for Education and Skills. And I want to tell you something. Music has changed my life. I have some dark secrets that I'm about to confess to the world at large. I was a fairy in Ireland. I know it's hard to imagine, but the school that I went to was part of Blackrock College, and they put on a Gilbert and Sullivan doily cart type operetta, and I had a good soprano voice, I'm told, good enough to be in the chorus anyway. So along with about 10 other guys from Willow Park and St Michael's, we were the fairies in Iolanthe. Not a sight to behold, I can tell you. When I was in third year in school, one of the teachers said, look, if anybody's interested in musical appreciation, I'm doing, a course, or I'm doing a sort of a seminar or whatever. And about 5 or 6 of us went along. And he was very keen on music himself. And he sort of took us through the sort of classical music, the structure, the origin of Gregorian chant and how it transferred through Bach, and then on into just modern music up into, we say, the romantic composers of the 1800s. And it decoded something for me that I didn't have before. I had to understand that there was a history and a structure and how this worked. And then about 4 years later, I was in second year architecture in UCD. And you had to spend an awful lot of time drawing, and a lot of the drawing was repetitive. And there's only so many times you can listen to pop music. It's great background music, it's great in terms of social venues, but if you're on your own, and I went and I bought 1 or 2 classical LPs, and I had the confidence to actually buy something. And I found then that I sort of stumbled into classical music, which is just an incredible treasure trove. And I would have been drawing maybe on my feet for 3-4 hours a night. And towards the end of getting a project in, you could be working really long hours. And it sustains you in so many different ways. So from my point of view, that kind of just chance, and it was maybe no more than about 10 kind of, I wouldn't call them classes, they were 10 kind of sessions in which he played pieces. And it just gave me a key to understanding it. And if I travel now, as I do a lot in the car, it's music, classical music that I would listen to. There's an awful lot of music in the system. If you look at the primary school curriculum, and if any of the schools that I go to, there's always sort of a music performance. It's great for breaking down inhibitions, it's great for getting people to perform, it's great for enabling people to develop their own self-confidence. If you're talking about going beyond that to individual instrument playing or understanding of music, yes, I think it's very good. We are moving away in the education world from, particularly in second level, where you go into first year and you sit in a row of desks and you look at a blackboard or you listen to a teacher and you write down and you regurgitate and you do an exam in maybe 11 subjects 3 years later when you're 15. That junior cycle has been reformed, the reform process has commenced, and there will be a space for which 40% of the marks for the total exam will be allocated to project work. And in that space, it's quite possible that music could form part of something that somebody would do. They could write a piece, they could actually, using modern media, they could rearrange music to some of the stories or some of the literature that is part and parcel of their language courses. And using music in that particular way is, I think, highly creative, and it has an educational benefit, as I just said earlier. How you provide for the educational input, I mean, there are musical teachers in the larger schools. The bigger post-primary schools have orchestras, they have quite a lot of focus and attention. But not everybody has the discipline to learn to play an instrument or has the tenacity to stick with it. So if you can broaden the education in music, in the sense that I got it, in so much that I was given a key and opened a door and no more. After that, you can listen. I think it would have a great benefit, absolutely.